I'm Alycia and I'll be meeting every week with a new panelist from within GoDaddy to share some AI secrets with you all. Bring us your challenges, your custom questions, and myself and someone else who is an AI enthusiast at GoDaddy will attempt to answer them using prompts from our free prompt library at smallbusinessprompts.com. And if there isn't one, we will make one up on the fly. I'm going to pass it over to Shauna to introduce yourself. Thanks for joining us, Shauna.
Thank you for having me. Hi, I'm Shauna. I've been with GoDaddy for almost 6 years now, which is wild if I start thinking about it. I work in the internal comms organization, supporting our technical folks. So all the comms that we do for change management around our developers, our big technology changes, including AI, I have my hands in that on a day-to-day basis. And as a result, I've learned a lot about AI and I've become quite a nerd for it. And one of the big side passions I have is helping people that are in communications and creative roles understand and use AI so that they can make the most of it, as opposed to being afraid or worried about it due to watching Terminator and Matrix a lot in previous years. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Shauna. Jeffrey, I just went for it and started the recording, so thought we could get our intros out.
Yeah, and you're good. I'm going to try one more time and see.
Yeah. Oh. Beautiful. I see it.
Awesome. Okay, really quick, and sorry, y'all, I had to jump right in there. Got it to work. And then I also saw the thing about the format. We'll work on that as well. But just for general housekeeping, if we can put all the questions in the Q&A box, that way we're able to see them clearly, and that way we're able to give them to Shauna and Alycia as well. If you are wanting them to put something into OpenAI, if you have a question for them, put the question in this kind of format, like your business, your audience, adjectives to describe your brand and business, like the location. And this is just like a really good example as well. Like, I need help producing a content plan for a restaurant in Fort Worth, Texas. Our restaurant is Lively, a sit-down restaurant and open 6 days a week. We specialize in seafood and high-end cocktails. And that's kind of the format that we would love for the about your business to come into. That way it's just easier for them to put it into ChatGPT as well. And then also use this hashtag GoDaddy AI. Let us know, let everybody know that you're learning today and that you're learning with GoDaddy as well. And just a disclaimer, we are excited to recommend the use of generative AI technology to small businesses, but also please be aware that this technology every day that we're finding out new things. And while AI is great, like we said earlier, also avoid entering sensitive information as well. But also when it comes out, review for accuracy. Add that human flair to it, add a little bit of feeling to it as well, and also check for the most up-to-date claims and facts as well. And these office hours is just a demonstration for demonstration purposes only. This does not represent any affiliation, endorsement, or sponsorship with ChatGPT or OpenAI from GoDaddy's standpoint.
I'll run through this one really quick, Jeffrey. This is just wanted to show it on screen, and if you subscribe to our Substack newsletter, you can, get the recording from our webinar. It's on our YouTube channel. I'm also going to drop in our updated today article on the risks and responsible use of AI. So please check that out. It was just updated today. But this is just some overall more guidance that just goes a little bit more in depth on what we covered in the disclaimer. So just wanted to show that on screen. Like I said, we have more resources on our site and on smallbusinessprompts.com, which we'll be running through. So I know some folks said they were having trouble finding the Q&A. It should be a button along the bottom of your screen. If not, just throw it in the chat, and Jeffrey will be checking out and feeding us questions. So I've already got the first one here from Prima. So Shauna, we'll need your help in a second here. I'm going to try and find a prompt in the prompt library, but the question is, I do video. I want to know how to use AI to batch shoot, edit, distribute videos for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. Prima, if you could provide a little bit more information about your business, that'd be really awesome, so that we can make sure that we're making these as custom as possible. So yeah, if there's no Q&A box, just go ahead and use the chat, y'all. It's all good. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and y'all should be seeing ChatGPT right now. So this is free to use. You can go to chat.openai.com to create an account for yourself. And I'm going to go to smallbusinessprompts.com, which redirects to our prompt library. And you'll see all these quick links here if you want to get started. Like I said, we're focusing on ChatGPT today, but we have guides for Bard and Bing. This is the article that we just updated today. We've recently added a new section for business objectives. So if you sell physical goods, digital goods, or if you're a service business, there's some specific prompts for you. This is our OG section for prompts by category. So I'm going to check out and see if we have anything under content creation for video. I know we have some things in there. And then we're in the process of adding verticals. We're just missing one right now that's going through legal, but there's 5 prompts for each of these specific industry verticals. And again, please check out the forum once Jeffrey gets it, the sharing opened, and let us know in the chat if you have thoughts about how we could continue to optimize this for everybody. All right, so I'm going to jump in here. When you jump into a section, there is let me just make this a little bigger, sidebar here. We do have sections here for scripts, but what I think maybe, Prima, you wanted more advice on is like generating a content calendar, and it sounded like automation as much as possible with the process of creating videos. I don't know, Shauna, if you have any experience yourself with video creation. I know we have some people within GoDaddy who do awesome video content using like AI tools. And again, we're not going to recommend, we're not affiliated with any of them, but I'd love to know if you've had any experience with video AI.
I actually have not. I've been lucky because the folks that I work with on a day-to-day basis are more enthusiastic about video and graphics than I am. So I've leveraged it heavily for written content, but not necessarily for video. I do know that there are a lot of video generators. Some of them are more for like taking existing video and customizing it with different faces and whatnot, whereas others are for creating things rapidly. I also know that we have features inside of GoDaddy Studio that allow you to make video with AI support. It doesn't sound like it would match the need for batching, but I imagine that once you've created something inside of one of these tools, it just becomes that much easier for it to generate the next one along those same parameters.
Yeah, and maybe Jeffrey, we can take it as an action item for us to see if we can get somebody who works on AI tools on our video production team. I believe I don't want to speak falsely here, but I think it's Adobe Premiere, one of those like really popular, or like, I can't remember what it's called, but I know one of those tools has like an AI editing tool that like automatically go through and like edit. We're actually starting to use a tool on my team called Lumen 5, which allows you to put in a blog post and it just creates a video. You create like a template. So Prima, I would definitely say check out that. There's also a bunch of content. I'm just going to jump up here really quickly. I know that Stacy, I think, put the link in the chat. Sorry, I'm like scrolling away here, but we just released this a few days ago, our cheat sheet for generative AI. So if you want to check that out too, go to that article. And then, okay, I just have design ones. The original one we had was for video. So I would say, Stacy, let's take a note to add some more video, either to one of our existing AI articles, or maybe we need a separate article on video. We focused a lot on design, but I know in one of the versions of this, we actually had some video tools called out. There are some really cool tools like Synesthesia, which actually allow you to use AI avatars, AI voiceover, and all this kind of stuff. So those could probably really help if you're into making videos with talking head type content. Lumen 5 is a little bit more for creating B-roll and, Ken Burns effects on images and stuff. But let's say that you just want some help coming up with video topics. Can someone in the chat, we have a variable here for topics. I think this could be really great, even though we're talking about, listicles here necessarily. I think this could work for an outline for videos as well. Does anyone want to drop a topic into the chat? I saw somebody mention senior living. I know that somebody had mentioned like a senior fitness business. So senior living and fitness. So I'm going to read this out, make this a little bigger for y'all. Act as an insightful content creator and develop a listicle that offers valuable tips or insights about senior living and fitness. Make sure your content is easily digestible and solves a problem or answers a question your target audience may have. Ensure your content is actionable, engaging, and serves to educate your audience, thus solidifying your position as a thought leader in your industry. Shauna, would you add anything to this to make this more like valuable for the video space? I know Prima mentioned you're looking for something like a video generator or editor with Kanban. Unfortunately, I don't have like any specific video generator recommendations, but certainly if we want to go a little bit more deep into the topics for video, I think we could specify and just edit this so that it's more specific to video.
One thing you could add here to bring out a little bit more depth in the output is the pitfalls of getting older. I know for a fact that one of the first senses that we have as humans that goes is our sense of thirst. And a lot of people don't know that. So making sure to kind of appeal to that pain point while reinforcing the overall message.
Yeah, okay. So make sure to cover some of the pitfalls of avoiding fitness and senior living. I know some of our prompts as well, if we come back to the top, are in the business operations section. There's actually some really interesting one. It doesn't sound like this would be the most fun category, but there's really good, I think, like market positioning. And then there was some more in the general marketing category on like how to identify your target audience and speak to. So those would be really cool to check out too if you're just looking for generally trying to understand your customers. There's some really great ones: digital marketing strategy, establishing goals, and that sort of thing. All right, so let's just run this. Listicle offers valuable tips, and let's say let's format it as a YouTube video script. And I actually use this a lot. I use AI a lot for generating the content. So please generate SEO elements for YouTube, including title, description, tags, and hashtags. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's gone ahead and delivered the title description. 7 tips as a listicle, right? We mentioned are you or a loved one exploring the world of senior living, sharing 7 invaluable tips, blah, blah, blah. Don't miss out on a quality life. Here's the tags, here's the hashtags. And then it's got, I love the scripts that it generates sometimes. That you can even come back and say, I want this to be funny in tone of voice. I want this to be serious. So, hey, welcome back to our channel. Today we have a special topic, close to my heart, senior living and fitness. Staying socially connected, incorporating daily exercise. So they've even got it broken out into chapters here. This is really cool. Anything else that you would add to this, maybe, Shauna, or any other comments on sort of what you're seeing with the output?
Sorry, I'm trying to scan it. I've got I'm on my small laptop because of technical issues. Pursue hobbies and just regular health checkups. I feel like there's an opportunity here for the person that's putting it in for their business purposes to spin it a little bit to match their end game. So if you're looking to sell a specific senior living facility or a specific service, you could add additional content around, oh, by the way, this service or this facility helps to reinforce this area of health in this way. So that would be my recommendation, making it a little bit more targeted, which, as we know, AI tends to make things a little bit neutral, a little bit toward the middle. That's where you go in and with your expert information and fresh and go.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to try this. I'm also going to let it run while I let my dog out here. It's going. Okay, so join us as we unveil facility name, a premier senior living community that prioritizes your health and happiness. Here's our fitness programs that make facility name the perfect choice for your golden years. This is really awesome. I think that, already we can see that they're ChatGPT is really taking like the advice that we offered to reprompt. So that's one big tips is if you don't like the output or you're like, this isn't quite my brand, like just say so. It's a chat. You can work with it just like you're working with an employee that you're trying to train and who just doesn't understand. In fact, one of my favorite things to add to a prompt at the end is to ask me any clarifying questions, and then it will add the first message will be a bunch of questions. You just answer them, and then as soon as you answer them, the output will be much more tailored to your business. So, okay, gonna let my dog out and let Jeffrey let me know what the next question is.
Also, the Q&A is open for questioning. So if you have any questions, put those in the Q&A. Marianne Sullivan says, I work in a pretty boring field. Can AI produce something that is not boring, but also easy to understand for people who are not accountants?
Yeah, I think, Marianne, are you looking specifically for like a blog post? I'm just going to assume that for now and come back to the content creation category.
And while you're looking for that, a quick question from Prima in our Q&A box. Thank you, Prima, for using the Q&A box. Are you using ChatGPT 4?
Oh, right now I'm using ChatGPT 3, which is the free version. There is a version as well. That is ChatGPT 4, and it's much better. I don't know if Shauna, you want to comment on ChatGPT 4 a little bit from your perspective?
My understanding is that ChatGPT 4 is just it's built on more complex machines. So I think it is a little bit, forgive me, I might not be quite right, but it's going to have a more thorough response, but it takes a bit longer to get it out, and it needs a little bit more prompt engineering to get it out.
Yeah.
And Alycia, Marianne said, yes, blog.
Perfect. All right, Marianne. All right, you got a boring field. You mentioned accounting. Okay, so my accounting business. Whoop, 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 whoop. In the financial services industry. So we're going to add a couple more things here. What about an adjective to describe your business or your audience?
Marianne says, people looking for bookkeepers for their small business.
All right, so I don't know if we have a specific adjective for your brand, but I'll definitely add that here. Audience is people seeking a bookkeeper for their business. And I don't know if Shauna or somebody from the chat wants to throw in an adjective. I think we said not boring.
Yeah, I was going to say try not boring and see what happens.
All right, so I'll read this out. So act as an expert blog writer and help me to write a blog post about my accounting business in the financial services industry. Research the market and write a 500 to 1,000 word blog post that is engaging, informative, and relevant. The tone and voice for the brand should not be boring. I need this blog post to captivate readers with a headline that will get a high click-through rate. The audience is people seeking a bookkeeper for their business. Let's go. All right, title, Unlocking Financial Success, Why You Need a Bookkeeper for Your Business. In today's fast-paced business landscape where every penny counts, having a skilled bookkeeper is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. I really like the titles already. I see unlocking almost all the time. It's like in every engaging title, yeah. Anywhere you see unlocking in a title, somebody's using AI basically, or unleashing, locking and unleashing. I see them all the time. The bookkeeper's magic touch, financial wizardry. So there's almost they're going for heroic with the tone of voice, which I think is really cool. They're touching, again, I'm saying they, ChatGPT is pulling here from storytelling best practices is what I'm seeing, to try and make it more engaging. So tax season here. Yeah.
I agree. It's a little bit heroic, but also almost whimsical. You scroll down past it, but it talked about devouring your hours. It's very it's dramatic. It's tense almost.
Yeah, just hold on to your hats because financial success is just around the corner. This is really great. And ultimately, you can take or leave this. And as we always say, you need to optimize what your output and make sure that it matches your business, and also that there's no false claims in here, right? That's something very important with all AI output. I actually saw for the first time yesterday, Shauna, in a newsletter that I read, we're talking about AIO, like AI optimizers. So like writers who specialize in just optimizing AI generated content. One thing I will say while we're on this, like Google does not penalize AI generated content. Ultimately, Google in their guidelines, if you read them, they're just looking for the best possible answer, right? Google ideally would like people to click their ads, I imagine. And so they want to produce the best results that are organic so people keep using Google. Yeah, hopefully this works for you, Marianne. I think we are ready to move on to a new question.
I will definitely just put a pin in it and say it was not boring.
Yeah, I think so. I think
not boring.
Yeah.
Sean Fraser says, I'd be interested to see how ChatGPT can assist in a PR campaign.
Ooh, well, hello. I have something on this that I found very interesting when I was working on a project recently. Because most of, like, if you're thinking about PR, you're thinking about the image of your organization and the public knowledge around your organization, regardless of size. That's public information, and that is the sweet spot for things like ChatGPT and the like, because that's where they're pulling their information from. And I actually was using it to get sort of almost like a temperature check on what the internet brain thinks about our leadership, our brand. And I was really surprised by how thorough and intriguing it was, the output. It was like on a whim. I was like, what do you say about our CEO? And it pulled out stuff that wasn't just from us, but from press releases, articles, all those things.
So that is so awesome.
Great for that.
Well, great question to have internal comms here on the show to answer. That's great. So I feel like this is the first time that we're actually getting like a request that I feel like we need to write a prompt for. I'm almost certain, and maybe Stacy, I don't know if you have like a section you'd want to point us to, but I was thinking for like cold pitch emails, like if you're pitching journalists and stuff, could be really good. It's a great strategy, especially if you have a local business. You would be surprised how many local magazines and newspapers and TV shows are always looking for a story. So this would probably be able to help you clarify that pitch and even, simplify it if you don't, if the output's way too long. My favorite free prompt is, can you please condense that? Because often ChatGPT and similar tools can be very verbose and a little too much sometimes. Okay, so PR, I'm going to the Q&A because I want to read it again, Jeffrey, if you don't mind reading it one more time for us, if you've got it up. Just how ChatGPT can assist in a PR campaign.
Yes.
Sean, if you have more details on what type of business or what type of PR campaign, we can definitely start by just saying can you assist me with a PR campaign? Ask me any clarifying questions. Do you have anything you'd want to add to that, Shauna?
I just really am curious what Sean's business is that he has in mind so that I can dive in.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead with this just to show you that you don't have to have mega prompts like the ones we have in the library. Okay, of course, I'd be happy to help you. Could you please provide more details about your campaign? What's your primary goal? So Sean, definitely, if you're seeing these questions, I see you in the Q&A, film TV production company that is representation arm for writers and producers. Well, wow, I imagine all the AI stuff is very interesting and timely for you right now. So let's just say my business, the film, TV production. I tried to copy it from the chat. It wouldn't let me copy from Bevy. So that
represents writers and producers.
Thank you.
You got it.
All right. I'm guessing that's probably enough. I'll just say no previous experience. I know that was one of the answers. And just like some of the questions I'll highlight. Primary goal, I would guess the goal is to find new customers. Target audience, pretty clear already. Specific timeline, budget. Have you identified key messages or talking points? So we don't have to answer all the questions, but obviously if you can answer any of these, I don't know if there's anything else here, Shauna, that you want us to try and make up or add. And Shauna,
no, I actually was going to say a secondary search would be you could do so much research for your organization around what your competitors are doing, especially in this space or any sort of. I know there's AI. It's hard to put AI questions, like questions about the future of AI into AI. That's a limitation that wasn't called out earlier, but the responses are very interesting. But I feel like
hallucinations for a minute. Like
you could also like add to this, provide any examples from major competitors in this field, unless you want to avoid being like your competitors and say, do not imitate and keep iterating from there.
I love that. Yeah, there's some really great prompts in our library for competitive analysis. So you can probably add little components from that too. As you use them more and more, I think it would be really great to see. Okay, so what we've come up with, and I'm going to copy this into the chat for Stacy mostly, so we can work on getting it optimized. My business is a film TV production company that represents writers and producers. No previous experience with PR. Goal is to find new customers. Open to ideas and best practices. Provide any examples from major competitors or similar campaigns in this field. Let's see what happens. All right, thanks for providing more information. Finding new customers is challenging but rewarding. Here's some campaign ideas. All right, so presence on social media. Okay, here's great what Shauna was talking about. It just hallucinated that the name of the company is Legendary Entertainment. Great name, at Legendary, but it made that up. It made that up entirely, and that's one of those hallucinations that it's essentially coming up with stuff based on the things that it knows about PR. It's going down all these different rabbit holes based on the corpus of text that, in this case, ChatGPT was trained on, and it's making certain connections. And it's just like, it would be a lot easier if I just make up a name for this business in this case. And it's really quite great, actually, if you're looking for a name for your business. If you have elements of like branding and stuff, there's actually some prompts in the starting a business category for naming. And we do have some really cool stuff with GoDaddy as well on the AI. So starting a business is the last category there. All right, content marketing. Start a blog or create video content relative to the TV industry. Okay, so here's press releases. This is getting into the PR stuff, I think. Issue press releases when you sign new writers, distribute them. And if you're ever like, I don't know how to distribute a press release, you can just ask ChatGPT and it'll also give you some guidance there. And then they've provided, ChatGPT has provided an example for each of these, actually, because we asked specifically for that. Networking and industry events. The Sundance Film Festival is a prominent event. In partnerships, this is really great as a way to generate PR buzz, testimonials, social proof. I love that there's an example for every single one of these. This might be something we want to add to some of our prompts moving forward. And then targeted media pitches. Again, this is one where I would feel like it's more PR specific. Tailored pitches for media outlets, trade publications, and blogs in the entertainment industry. This is where that cold email prompt probably could be very helpful. Exclusive interviews. It's great. Any comments for you specifically on this, Shauna?
I will say that I think it's important that we called out that AI does hallucinate, but Legendary and Deadline and a few of these others are real. That doesn't, but it's good to double check to make sure that you're not making stuff up.
I was reading it too fast. I thought it was like making an example of like, oh, I'm Legendary Entertainment. I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's but it's a good thing to call out because we're all moving fast, right? And it's really easy to just believe what ChatGPT says when it might not be true, because it does make things up because of the nature of the technology. It just says, this sounds good, I'll just say this in some cases. And it can throw people off. I mean, people have sadly like lost money and been sued over things like that. So it's really good to, if you know your industry, then you'll know the names and you're good. If you're still learning, double check everything you're seeing for sure.
Exactly. We have two questions. One from Pamela. She says, can you show the prompt again?
Yeah, we started with just, can you assist me with the PR campaign? Ask me any clarifying questions. This little add-on is great for almost any prompt that you use, because then it's basically asking you for all the variables that it needs in order to really get specific. And then we just answered the questions the best we could. So yeah, just very simple. Can you assist me with my blog post? Ask me clarifying questions. It can be that simple. I did want to quickly, oh shoot, what were we just talking about?
The prompt.
It's gone. No, it's gone. It's all good. It'll come back to me. It's all right. Let's move on to a new question.
And another question that we do have is, this is related to GoDaddy. I build websites. How is GoDaddy incorporating AI in its websites builder?
I love that question. So they'll give me a second to promote some GoDaddy stuff. Woohoo! So if you go to GoDaddy.ai, oh, I'm in Canada, y'all. It's not available in Canada yet. Let me just quickly change the language. All right, GoDaddy.ai. For those of you in the US, you not in the US, you can see how to change it in your footer. You can see, please sign up for updates. Jeffrey or Stacy, if you can drop the Substack in the chat. This is where we have a weekly newsletter on AI and everything that we're adding to our prompt library, all of our new blog articles about AI for small business owners. And then we have our webinar and our blog posts in here as well. There's a great video here about what's coming in the future that I won't show you right now, but it's 2 minutes and you should really check it out. Super sneak peek, really awesome. We've got our office hours we're talking about here, but we've got some tools and short videos that my team has created on generating product descriptions, generating Facebook and Instagram ads like instantly, quickly creating social posts based on what we know about your business. The Conversations app is like an all-in-one messaging platform. So rather than having like emails and text messages and Facebook messages and all these places, it's just one unified inbox. And it allows you to summarize conversations and automatically reply or enhance your replies using AI. And then we've got some new managed WordPress tools. And all these have video demos that are really short. And we're continuing to add to this page as our team adds more and more. And like I said, we have some really cool stuff. So when it comes to our website builder, there's another video at the bottom here. So this is where you can find pretty much anything and all the latest with what's happening with AI at GoDaddy. So definitely check that out. Yeah, good question. What else do we got?
Let me see. Okay. Yes, y'all, whether you have questions, but also, like we said, feel free to put in your business. Let us know your location, describe your business, your brand, your audience, and also give us a couple adjectives that we can put into. And let us know exactly what you want to know about AI and how it can help your business. Yes, Prima, that is the link. That was the link that Alicia's, that she was just on for the small business.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think actually the one that, yes, if again, it's redirecting me to Canada, but I think that if you go to smallbusinessprompts.com, I also have it at the bottom here. This should go to the actual page here. And again, if you're in Canada or somewhere else, you'll just have to go to the footer and then change to you. It should fix it. And then, yeah, again, the Substack, we want to drop that in the chat. There's also a widget on smallbusinessprompts.com. It is a Substack newsletter. We have a monthly newsletter where we recap just all of our greatest blog posts month. And then every week we're also providing, you don't have to subscribe if you want to read it. I just clicked no thanks. So we've got our office hours that we pitched last week. I think we missed last week's newsletter actually. So we have one coming up tomorrow. So if you subscribe today, you'll get the newsletter tomorrow, and we'll try to put the video in there. As well as email it out to you all. So there's some really great stuff. We've only been doing this newsletter for, I think, 2 months, maybe. So there's not a whole lot. And there's just usually about 5 prompts in each newsletter. In this case, I think we were pitching the webinar that I did, which is on YouTube. This is our monthly newsletter. And then like this week, we spotlighted sales growth. And so we had specific prompts from our library that we pulled out related to sales. Yeah.
I want to go back to, I hope Dennis is still on the call. He's got a brand manufacturing with looking to increase sales for Yum Peak, a raw honey product based in New England.
Ooh.
I can imagine that's going to be a tasty output.
Yeah. Okay. There's a sales category, and I just realized mine is probably a little bit smaller here. Okay, so we could marketing and promotions. This is a really big one. I'll copy this one, and then maybe I'll just go back really quick and see if there's one in the sales category that's a little better. All right. Any of these? I know your screen's small, but strategic sales and promotion plan. That might be a really good one. One's really similar to the one I just copied. Not sure if I'm in the wrong place. Is it in the DMs that you saw or the chat that you saw that one?
It was pretty high up in the chat. It was timestamp 150. Well, for me in Arizona, it's 156. So.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, let's go for it. And you said it was Ed?
Dennis
posted
it.
I'm trying to see.
Looking to increase sales on their raw honey product, Yum Peak.
I see a Dennis here. Okay, cool. I'm going to drop this one in. So act as a professional marketing strategist, providing small business owners with expert guidance, creating effective marketing promotions in their honey business, I guess.
Sure.
Offer actionable strategies and insights to help the business owner create compelling marketing campaigns and promotions in a retail business. With a target audience of, oh man, who's the target audience for like boutique honey? Do we have a city state? Let's just make something up here.
It says Massachusetts, New York. So New York.
Oh my God, tell an American like city.
It's okay. You didn't grow up in our geography.
Audience of like, let's say like middle-aged women in Massachusetts.
Yeah, that sounds right. Being one myself.
I'm very interested in this honey business. So Dennis, send us a sample, please. Discuss the importance of understanding their target audience and market trends to tailor their marketing messages effectively. Explore various marketing channels, both traditional and digital, and recommend which platforms would be most suitable for promoting their boutique honey. Let's say boutique honey. It sounded fancy to me. I don't know if there was a specific.
It said raw honey, so I'm guessing it's boutique.
Raw honey. I love it. Okay, let's go. All right. Awesome. Understanding your target audience. So create buyer personas, consider factors like their preferences, needs, and challenges, identify pain points, emphasize health benefits, meaning messaging, tell a story, any eco-friendly practices, emphasize authenticity and purity. Social media, Instagram and Facebook, kind of pulling out from the demographics we mentioned there. Start a blog on your website, email marketing, local events, farmers markets, geo-targeting on your platforms to reach specific women in Massachusetts. Partner with local health food stores. It's a great idea. A loyalty program. Staying foot trends. This is really great. I think this is like awesome. I'm actually just going to show you how you can use multiple prompts. So I'm going back to the sales one. This is a retail sales expert from a retail section. Create a comprehensive sales promotion plan for the raw honey business. It knows from the chat history. And that's a best practice that I haven't been really doing. I've been using the same chat here. You should probably start a new chat for every purpose, and it will remember stuff that you mentioned previously in the chat to increase sales over 6 months for the business. If we had a business name, I would add that in as well. Incorporate proven strategies such as time-limited offers, discounts, bundling, loyalty rewards. Craft a plan that encompasses effective messaging, pricing, promotional channels, and KPIs for tracking success. Empower retail businesses to drive customer engagement, conversions, and achieve sales growth. So this is a little bit probably closer, Dennis, to what you were hoping for, I imagine. And it's going to go ahead and, again, kind of give you advice. This is less of an output, here's a blog post or here's a social calendar. This is more like a business plan or advice that you may want to follow. And if you wanted, you could then say okay, into a weekly plan of what I should do step by step, and just break it down. So if you're ever okay, I don't know how to do a time limited discount, it can probably break that down for you in terms of how you would create the promotions, where you could market them, and how long to do them for, how to do coupons or something like that.
You can also use this to research your competitors in terms of their pricing. So rather than going out to figure out what everyone's doing, you can typically, as long as it's publicly available, you can typically go in and say, I have this kind of business. Can you give me an idea of what the price range is for this product? Which might help. The more information you give it, the region you're in, your customer base, the details of the product, the more the more customized it's going to get, but it can save you a lot of legwork in terms of competitor research.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. Well, yeah, I'm just going to keep scrolling through this a little bit. Like I said, you should run all these yourselves. Like you have access. It's free to get an OpenAI account. And there's other tools on our prompt library. I know we're getting very close to time here. So I think, Jeffrey, we may have time for one more.
Yeah.
Any closing
Elena,
before people jump off? I just wanted to say also thank China for your super sweet message. Yeah, I'm so excited that you're back again this week, and I hope to see you in future weeks. And again, just shameless plug, if anybody feels so inclined to go into social media and at GoDaddy and mention how you enjoyed today's session or do a little short reel or something, we would very much appreciate it. It'll really help us prove to the business that this is a really good use of our time and that people are enjoying it. So awesome. All right, Jeffrey, sorry, over to you.
Yes, Elena had one a little bit earlier. It was Daytona Electric Bikes, sales and rentals of electric bikes in a full-service center bike shop in Daytona Beach Shores, Florida.
Okay, and I'm guessing just for sales optimization, was that what we were looking for that one? Or was there a specific problem?
No specific problem. Elena was just listing out like a sales and rentals of electric bikes in a full-service center bike shop.
Perfect.
So maybe it's that they offer all those things and maybe trying to figure out maybe getting some new customers, maybe getting more customers coming back.
I've never tried this hyper local advertising one, but I feel like it's very, very local having a rental business like that. So I want to play with this one. But if Elena, if you're still here and you want to jump in with any specific problems, if it's really about sales less than marketing, we can definitely do that. And so Jeffrey, remind me again, sorry, city state was Daytona?
Daytona Shores.
Where's an area for a bike rental business?
Daytona Beach Shores, yeah. Sales and rentals of electric bikes.
Oh, yeah.
In a full service bike center shop.
Okay.
I'd like to call out how very specific your details were, Elena. Thank you so much. The more details, the better every time.
Okay, sorry. What was that last piece you mentioned, Jeffrey? I just want to make sure there was service as well.
In a full service center bike shop.
Okay. Okay, I know this is like a run-on sentence. If you read it, it's going to sound really bad, but don't worry, because most of these tools can like understand your grammarless spelling mistakes. Don't worry. Act as a targeted advertising specialist and craft a hyperlocal advertising campaign utilizing geo-targeting techniques. Your campaign should be capable of reaching potential customers within the Daytona Beach Shores area for an electric bike rental and sales in a full-service center bike shop business. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We're just going to go with it though. Maintain a creative, data-driven, and locally focused approach through the process. Okay, let's see what happens. Ooh, it's thinking. It's thinking. And this just got me thinking, I'm on the free version right now. GPT-4, it is like, it has a much greater number of connections. And so it actually can do a lot more complicated prompts. So it might be that this one would be in GPT-4. It also has access to more recent data. So this is just some step-by-step on what you want to do is really define your goals. So those ones where we probably could have said, ask me any clarifying questions. And it would have asked, what's your goal? Like, oh, well, we want to increase sales. Okay, so I'm just going to say that. We want to increase sales. Can you regenerate the response? And then it won't ask me that. Okay, so, it did. It's pretty much the same. Define your sales goal. Specify the percentage increase, I guess, of growth that you're looking for. Understand your target. So again, these are probably questions that we could have gotten out by asking, hey, please ask me clarifying questions. Choose platforms that have geo-targeting options. So Google Ads, Facebook, and Instagram are the ones that it pointed out. Geographic area. So like there might be specific zones with high foot traffic. And you may be able to even ask it to just be like, okay, can you tell me like what those regions might be? And it may be able to, because it'll pull from, if it has anything in its corpus about, touristy areas or travel blogs and that sort of thing. Compelling sales-oriented ad creatives. This is another area where you can ask it then to create sales ads for you. Like I said, GoDaddy's AI tools have that built in, and our teams are, working on crafting great prompts behind that and testing them. So, but we do have prompts for ads as well in our AI library for advertising. I believe we do. Anyway, if we don't, Stacey, we definitely need to add that. And then geofencing. So this is really interesting. And again, if you're like, what the heck is geofencing? Like, you can ask and he'll explain it to you. Like, explain like I'm 5 what geofencing is. Essentially just making sure that your ads are being shown in specific areas and targeting people when they're in that area. Location-based keywords, day parting. I don't even know what this is. So now I need to look up something. Yeah, there's just tons here. I'm not going to go through everything because it's actually got quite a lot. Any other thoughts on this one, Shauna, before we start to close it up?
I think you kind of skipped over it, but I think it's worth exploring that anytime you hit something that you're not sure what the heck it means in here, ask it what it means. You either start another chat and learn, or, you know, dive in more deeply here, because you just, I've surfaced so much stuff in here that I never knew. I feel like it's, if you're curious, you could learn so much from what it generates. So as long as we are fact checking and making sure it's like correct and accurate. Day parting. No, that's a future hyper focus right there. Ad scheduling. Okay.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So like, there you go. It's got some examples there. Yeah, I would say like you could spend a lot of time doing your own research on Google. This is just a lot of the time, getting advice, helping you think through things. You know, again, don't put anything sensitive in here that you wouldn't want leaked. There is no such thing as a 100% secure system. As Sean and I both know, having some cybersecurity background, like you want to be careful with these tools. It's all technology at the end of the day.
And you can't pull it back once it's out there. It's just out there.
Totally. Yeah. And, you know, they say a lot in one of our articles, we have some guidance, a prompt library, and how to write great prompts. There's definitely more than just like what we have at the top of the AI prompt library. In fact, I don't know if Stacey's still in here, but we should probably follow up Jeffrey links here. And we've got some AIs at the bottom. We actually don't have a way to get to our AI tag. If you come into any of our AI articles and scroll way down, there is a tag, an archive, and we're putting out like AI content almost say, and like Stacey does her weekly roundup on the blog too, if you just want like the best content that we're publishing across social and the blog. But yeah, you can definitely see we've gone into like AI art, logo design, writing a business plan with AI was a fun one. Some changes to our products are highlighted in here. So there's a whole category of AI content. Cool. Any other final thoughts, Jeffrey? I would just say come to our godaddy.substack.com and subscribe. Sign up for future AI office hours. They're all available on our website under, I think it's chapters. Just scrolling around now, but we can throw this in
really quick. China has a question. China says, when you say be careful what you put into ChatGPT, does that include the type of questions we ask that can allude to what we're using the prompt for in our business, or sensitive like personal information?
Yeah, I would say sensitive personal information, even material non-public information that you don't want, you know, exposed. Ultimately, think about it like talking to a consultant in a coffee shop. I think might be a good way to think about it. Like, don't say anything that you wouldn't want people to overhear. Like, you hear about people using ChatGPT as like a therapist. Like, as long as you're okay with like people reading your journal, like, you know, I guess. But the danger really is two things. One, at least from my perspective, there may be more, but one is that when you're using these tools, especially for free and even with the paid ones for ChatGPT, your input, what you're adding, what you're typing, is being used to train the models. So it's being fed into the system, essentially. Number two is if there's ever a data breach and your chat history is leaked or something, how would you feel about that? So that hopefully, I mean, business ideas, I would say if like you have like maybe something that like you're trying to trademark, or that's like, I don't know, it's really up to you and your risk tolerance. And I would say consult, you know, your professionals. Shauna, you probably have better comments on this than I do.
So no, I can say anything that's personally identifiable. So addresses, phone numbers, anything that would qualify as a privacy risk for your customers or yourself. You don't want those in there. Material non-public information, which is a word I only know what it means because of AI communications at work, is essentially anything that you know in your business that you don't want people outside of your business knowing. It can include confidential and proprietary, strategic, any kind of things. If you're looking to research, like maybe you're researching somebody you're looking to hire into your business, like take a pause before you do anything that might relate back to giving someone that knows that information an advantage over your business or over your personal privacy and security. And beyond that, I feel like it's a big enough space that you can play and be creative. Like, and if you really feel concerned about it, I would just throw in random questions that don't make any sense and just throw the whole system off. Just throw them off your tail once in a while. But again, not a lawyer. Take my advice with a grain of salt.
Not speaking on behalf of GoDaddy with any advice that you're
speaking on behalf of GoDaddy.
Yeah, keep things general. I mean, again, it's your personal risk tolerance and that sort of thing too. But yeah, generally, and I would say again, come to the risks and responsible use article that we just updated today. So that's got the best guidance that we came up with. And again, disclaimers on all that. Like we're trying to help small business owners use this tool because it is so new, and we want people to not be necessarily afraid of trying it if they haven't. So hopefully we've helped some of you today to see the possibilities, and please know you're all welcome back at future office hours. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Shauna, for taking the time for your day to be with me and the team. Hope to see you all back next week. And thank you again, Jeffrey. Have a great rest of your week and a good weekend, everybody.